In previous lecture, we discussed about establishment of Abhinav Bharat. Keep in mind, when Abhinav Bharat was established, it was not only meant to kill the people, but we had to do lots of things. Now, most important thing, Indians should get united to fight against Britishers. Say, in India, we were aware, because we were there in India, the Britishers are ruling over India and they are not ruling nicely. But in Europe, the picture was created by Britishers at that time in this way, that we are ruling over India by their own wish. They wanted that we should rule over India. Their community is backward community, we want to improve them, and for that purpose we are ruling. Savarkar and Abhinav Bharat members were aware of this thing, but when they went to England, now it was something era of prior to World War. At that time, world was heading towards World War. Obviously, world means Europe. Always keep in mind. Because we were not having aware of the thing. Where is Germany and where is France and why these two nations are having competition with each other. What is Prussia and what is Hanover and Saxony and Bavaria. We were not aware. But in Europe, these issues were very much going on. And then there was friendship between England and France, 1905. That is to challenge out Prussia. Prussia means today Germany. And like that, various steps were going on. The groupism was developed and nations were finding out the way that how to get control all Europe in our hand. And because of that, there was a clear-cut idea, those who were staying in Europe at that time, that on one fine day, situation will be so explosive that it can explode in the war. The war will not be the same war as early, that there was war between England and France. There was war between France and Germany. There was, that means Prussia. There was war between Prussia and Austria. Like that war will not be there. Team war. And that's why we called it as, we means Britishers called this as World War. Practically speaking, Spain was not involved, Portugal was not involved, Norway was not involved in First World War. Then all South American nations were not involved. Why to call World War? But they call World War, we are also slaves. We are also calling, yes, World War. So in this World War, it was predicted that on one fine day World War will be there at that time. Fine day or not, I don't know. But anyway, so World War will be there. And then these armed revolutionaries started making their own ideology. Own, we can say, planning. Now Britishers were so aggressive, maybe possible that Anglo-Saxon, or rather I should say race as Saxon, they occupied Germany, they occupied England and stayed there in England as Anglo-Saxon. Anyway, so that Anglo-Saxon people, they occupied Ireland also. Ireland is next island to England. Irish people wanted to get freedom from England. These people are saying, no, it is United Kingdom, UK. It is not UK, forceful UK. So basically Ireland was not part of England, but the forcefully they were tied up to England. Many Irish people wanted their freedom from England. They don't want to stay as UK. Same way Egypt. Say, Vasco da Gama came to India via Cape of Good Hope. Later on, we realized that journey through Red Sea, as previously going on at time of Alexander or rather after that, it was very good journey, but only middle of that there is a desert. So you have to unload that ship, travel through land and again load in the ship. Like that situation was there. Can we make canal? And like that, canal was developed that is called as Suez Canal. For that purpose, Egypt was dominated by these people, that is English and French. They were having dominancy over Egypt at that time. So Egyptian armed revolutionaries joined their group. China, no doubt, 100% dominated by England was not that situation. But majority of China was dominated by European powers. Maybe it is Russia, maybe it is Germany, maybe England, France, America. But the major portion was dominated by Britishers. And so Chinese armed revolutionaries. Like that, international organization of armed revolutionaries was made up. Obviously, this was having backing of Germany, because Germany was against Britishers. And simple logic, enemy of our enemy is our friend. So on basis of that, we were developing friendship towards Germany and vice versa. Russia was ruled by Tsar. Tsar is name of, we can say, title of king. Actually, it is corrupted word of Caesar. You are aware then in Italian language, they called as Caesar, like Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, like that. Original Sanskrit word is Kaiser. That was closely followed by German people. They were calling Kaiser William first, second, like that. So in Russia, that Kaiser was corrupted to in Italian language as Caesar, which was corrupted to Russian as Tsar. I don't know exact Russian pronunciation, how do they pronounce. But in what way we are reading out, we are reading as Tsar. Tsar means monopoly simply. And his rule was not that proper. Russians were agitated to this rule. And Russian armed revolutionaries were also there. They were spread out in Europe. So they were also contacting out these people. Now, there is debatable topic always, that who introduced concept of bomb in India. So in modern period, I don't know what happened in earlier days, but in modern period, from Bengali armed revolutionists, the concept of bomb was taken to India. But from Russian armed revolutionists only. But these bombs were not that effective. The explosive power was not very great. And then Abhinav Bharat member named as original name Panduranga Mahadev Bapat. We called him as Senapati Bapat. That means Commander-in-Chief, that is Bapat. He was member of Abhinav Bharat. He went to France to meet Russian armed revolutionaries. Russian armed revolutionaries given him book. That was not in English. So that was translated in English later on by Senapati Bapat. And with that help of book, the bomb was tried in England by Indian people, that was Savarkar. You are aware, to prepare a bomb, we required to make effective bomb. Should I speak? Forget. Explosive, worldwide famous explosive is there, that is called as TNT. And TNT was having a precursor named as picric acid, having yellow color. Many people observed Savarkar at that time having yellow hands. That means he was involved in work of picric acid at that time. So by preparation of this bomb was tested in some forest of London, outside London. The bomb was tested, its effectiveness was taken, and then the technology, I am not saying bomb was taken to India, I am saying the technology was taken to India. With help of this technology, a bomb factory was set out in UP, that is at Alipur. Bomb was prepared, and then that bomb was used by the great armed revolutionarist Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Kumar Chaki to attack over British officer King's Ford. So like that, the armed revolution was carried out. That means what? Technology came from outside. said journey from Russia to France, France to Germany, Germany to England, England to India, and then bomb was used. Effective bomb. Same thing. Guns. We required gun, or rather than that, small pistol. And then they were taken from England to India with help of Bible. Some people say it is not true, but by certain reports it is shown that it was taken from Bible. The pages were cut down in such way that we can place out their pistol, and book was closed. So if the goods that they are going to check, they will see the copies of Bible or some great books are there, all right. But the books were having weapon itself. Swatantraveer Savarkar wrote a fantastic book. It's called as 1857 Revolt. It was based on that. Because from Indian side, Savarkar is first person to say that it was not mutiny of sepoy. It was first freedom struggle, national freedom struggle of India. And then in Marathi, the book was written, that is called as 1857 Swatantrya Samar. First freedom struggle of 1857. Whereas the British spies were there. They realized that this type of book is there, writing out in, Savarkar is writing out in, by sitting in that India House. And so immediately message was taken to Indian government, and Indian government banned out this book. This is world history, we can say. A book before printing, they say the book is banned. As a result, none of the person from India was ready to print that book. Because obviously Britishers said it is banned. And at that time there was no that freedom and this. So book was banned. Printing was not possible in India. The book was taken to Germany. In Germany, Marathi, that means Devanagari fonts were produced. And they printed out book. And books were sold out in India. People were ready to purchase. And Savarkarji declared, whatever the money we are getting from this book, selling out book, we will utilize for armed revolution. We have to purchase weapons and all that. And this way, 1857 revolt, that book was famous in armed revolutionaries. So slogan Vande Mataram, inspired by this type of book, that is armed revolution. All these things were important, and many people joined this Abhinav Bharat at that time. From Punjab, from Bengal, from South India, almost all from various parts of India, people joined. Those were there in England. They joined this movement. That is movement carried out by Abhinav Bharat. One Punjabi person, very great, named as Madan Lal Dhingra. Actually in their language it is Dhengra. But what Britishers carried out, in Indian language, if D is there, we have to write it as R. And so his name is Madan Lal Dhingra. So he was there at Abhinav Bharat, and Savarkarji decided to make an attack on British government, that is by assassinating a person named as Curzon Whiteley, British officer. Madan Lal Dhingra assassinated him in England. In London, British officer was assassinated by Indian person. You can realize the sound, how big sound was there. Because it is very clear for Britishers that Britishers are not safe in England. Like that, activities were carried out. Now when Kingsford was attacked, Prafulla Kumar Chaki and Khudiram Bose were chased by Britishers. Khudiram Bose was arrested, whereas Prafulla Kumar Chaki committed suicide. Britishers now arrested Khudiram Bose. He was a young boy. And then by torturing him, they got news that bomb was made from UP, that is in Alipur. They got the concept of Alipur bomb factory. From that, technology was there from Nashik, from Babarao Savarkar. But no clear evidence was there. And then Britishers made some other concept by publishing out some poetry. And then Babarao Savarkar was arrested. He was tortured in jail to great extent by the collector of Nashik. It is called as Jackson. As we discussed earlier, Jackson was fond of Marathi drama. So he was there to see Marathi drama. And at that time he was assassinated by Ananta Kanhere, 17 years old boy. Like that, things carried out. Babarao Savarkar was punished. He was tortured and finally sent to Andaman. That is for 25 years deportation. Andaman was a tragic jail, horrible thing. Many people were saying that we don't know there is hell or not. But if at all hell is there, then that is also in good condition than Andaman jail. Like that situation was there at Andaman jail. More details you can refer out by what freedom fighter Savarkar is giving in his own biography. In Marathi it is called as Maji Janmathe, My Deportation for Life, that you can read out on this website savarkarsmarak.com. You will get free PDF to download. So you can check out. It is available in Hindi, Marathi and English, 3 languages. This autobiography of Savarkar is available. So this way, the war was going on in England. So books were taken from, books were written and used. Same way, the international organizations were set up. And the most important thing, the people were inspired by this work. Ras Bihari Bose, Lala Hardayal, these are the great names of Indian armed revolutionaries. They were inspired by work of Abhinav Bharat. In fact, they were members of Abhinav Bharat. Now, in Germany, the location is Stuttgart. There, some international organization was there. And then, Madam Bhikaji Kama, a Parsi lady from India, she hosted first flag of India at international level during modern time. So, this was objected by Britishers, but because it was in Germany, they were able to do so. They were not taken on record. But incident was discussed in Europe with great enthusiasm, that Britishers are ruling over India, not by Indians' will. There is unrest in India, and first time the Indian national flag was fluttered in the international conference. The flag was prepared by Swatantraveer Savarkar. I am showing here this flag, image of flag. You can check out. This is available. Replica of this flag is available at Savarkar Smarak. So this is first time Indian flag was there in the international conference. Like that, various achievements were carried out by Savarkar at that time. Why he was there in England? To study out. Instead of studying, what he was doing there, this is the thing. He was there to appear for exam of barristery. He was studying to get barrister degree. And you will get surprised that what is the intelligence level of Swatantraveer Savarkar. How he managed to work, I don't know. But he got past that exam, which was very, very difficult exam at that time. But that was passed by Swatantraveer Savarkar, and he got his degree as barrister, supposed to, because he passed out exam. But at that time, Britishers asked him to sign a form. What was clearly mentioning, I will be loyal to Britishers and British Empire. Savarkar said, I will not sign that, because I am not I will not stay loyal to Britishers and British Empire. I don't want to sign. I have studied, so it's your duty to give me degree. Britishers said, unless form is submitted, we are not going to sign, we are not going to give you degree. And Savarkar refused to get the degree. This is the most important thing. Some people are saying he was asking for X and Y and Z. So you can check out. Just if he was there to sign that petition, sign that what we can say form, then he will get degree as barrister. You are aware? Many people signed out. That's why they are having degree as barrister. Check out how many Indians are having degree as barrister. They signed out that form, therefore they are getting degree. And then what? The wealth they earn in India. Check out. I'm not blaming anybody, but this is the thing. Barrister Jinnah. Today also in Mumbai, at Malabar Hill, his house is there. Find out. So anyway, Savarkar refused to do that. And he was not getting degree as barrister. So this is some part of work, and we discuss about armed revolutionary work, what happened in England at that time. We'll continue this topic in next lecture. Thanks for observing this video.